Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video where we're gonna do something completely random. And yep, there is such thing as dividing polynomials. So it is simply like factoring a polynomial, but in a hard way. Like there's actually a difference between factoring and dividing a polynomial. So one factor basically means that you're trying to find the perfect root of an equation, whereas dividing it actually means that you're using any number to find the root of a polynomial. Now, if you see this cute little drawing over there, that is something my little silly sister just drew. well, well, who needs to play games when you have your little sister with you? But anyway, so starting off with the first example, I'm going to show you what dividing a polynomial looks like. So, we put the dividend over here, and we put this little L-shaped barrier that divides what we're actually dividing. And we are going to do the long division process. So, we are trying to get this. We are actually trying to get this to match the first two digits right here, the first two terms. So, since we have an x squared and an 8x, we are going to multiply that by 2. So the multiplier goes right up here. So this is going to be x squared plus 4x. And this all cancels out, and this column right here is going to be 4x. And now we're gonna drop this guy right here. And in order to now, there is one more step left to do. So, in order to actually, in order to get it out to this, we want to multiply, but we want to multiply this guy by something else. Now, since that we have a perfect multiplier for what we're seeing here, it's going to be 4. Because 4x is basically 4 times x, whereas 16 is 4 times 4. So both these cancels out, and you have found yourself a perfect root of a polynomial. Let's just start this. Let's start this up now. Let's just start the second example. So we are dividing this guy by x minus 4. Gotta write this down. Alright, we're all set. So what we essentially want to do is we are going to get this x over here to match this x right over here. That way the x cubed over there will cancel out. So we have an x squared right here. So we're going to multiply that by x squared, because this x, when you multiply it by x squared, is going to be x cubed. So that's x cubed minus 4x squared. So this one cancels out, and this one. Okay, so what we're actually doing is we are also subtracting terms when doing long division. So since we have a minus over there, this is going to be I think this is going to be 3x squared. Now we're gonna drop Now we're gonna drop this 11x right here. And now this is where things get harder. Like sometimes you will lose track of what you're actually doing. But don't worry, I'm here to help you guys. I am the hero. So now since we have 3x over there, 3x squared over there, we can multiply that by 3x. So that's 3x minus 12x. This guy cancels out, and it's going to be an x right here. So 11x minus 12x, that's going to be 1x. Okay, now to drop this guy down. Alright, so now it says, we have an x right here. We're gonna multiply that by 1. And now we have a remainder of 20. So like when we have a remainder of when we have a remainder after our long division process, we actually leave it there. But yeah, since it is a very big equation for me to work on, I may make mistakes here. So if you spot any mistakes, please correct me. And now for the final example, we have this guy right here. So what we're essentially doing is we are dividing this guy here by x plus 2 or negative 2 if you want to label it as a root. I just gotta put this there. That's better. And now we're gonna do the same long division process again. So x plus 2. So now since we have an x squared, we're gonna multiply that by x. We're gonna multiply this guy by x. So when you multiply this guy by x, this is going to be x squared minus 2x. The 2x squares cancel out, and this is going to be negative 3x. Drop this guy down here. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply x plus 2 by 3, because we have a 3x over there, but since it's negative, we're gonna put a negative 3 right here. So we're gonna have a root of x minus 3, except we're gonna have a remainder here if we go a little further. So negative 3 times 2, that's negative 6. And negative 14 plus 6 is going to be 8. And now you have a remainder of 8. And yeah, and I think that's all for the video. And yeah, that is quite random. Actually, as we are supposed to focus on trigonometry, but this is something I've been thinking of. Yeah, like this is really something I have been meaning to teach. during my teaching sessions. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you for watching this fun but kind of boring tutorial, and best wishes to you, everyone around the world, and I will see you in the next one. Adios, my fellow learners, and happy learning.